The chorus was like everything he says is so bluntly at the end. And he has a Christian podcast. No, that's not funny. That's not funny. Yo, bro. Oh shoot. Oh shit. All right. It makes it no better when it's just cocked up in the corner, bro. Just watch it, bro. All right. What's up, family? Welcome back to Seeking the Truth podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. I want to thank all my supporters who's been supporting me throughout this journey so far, for just being there with me and supporting me and liking and sharing and subscribing. I truly do appreciate you. I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys. And yeah, so today we have a Q&A. If you guys are following me on my socials, Instagram, TikTok, things of that nature, I put on a poll. Um, yo, I put on a poll. I put on a poll. Oh, by the way, I'm out here on vacation in Jamaica. Yeah, so this is why we're having a different scenery this time. Mad bugs out here too. It'd be tight. But we have a Q&A today, and I had to put on a poll, asking you guys what questions you guys want answered. You know, questions about me and questions that you guys have Christ related, not in Christ related. Didn't really matter. I didn't get much questions, and it was kind of expected. But you know, I asked my friends and family some questions, and I got how much do I got right now? I got about 8, and I like these questions. It's a good set of questions. So to start off, let's start off telling about myself. If you guys didn't know already, my name is Nathaniel Levesque. I'm 19 years old. Um, I live in New York City. My job occupation is an EMT. I'm a volunteer fireman in my town. What else? I'm a really outgoing person, friendly, love to laugh, family oriented. Love to go to church, gym, um, work. Pretty much my life. It's pretty simple. But yeah, let's start off with the first question. How do you see your life in the future, or how do you want it to be? First and foremost, I want my life to be what God has planned for me. But if we're just talking that aside and just what I want for myself, I truly want to be the man of God that God has in store for me. I want to fully take in that role to be a leader and to be able to, you know, bring up a family and whatnot. But let's talk about in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, hopefully I'm either a cop or a paramedic or things of that nature. I love the first responder. I love helping people. That's how I show my love. That's how I show God's glory, is through helping other people. Like, you know, I want to be, how do I put this? What could possibly be the best thing on somebody on the worst day of somebody's life? If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but word. Some of y'all gonna get it. And I like to be the person that when everybody else is running away from from danger, I'm the one who's running towards it to make it better. And that's that's what I love to do. And yeah, so in the future, it's either RN, paramedic, cop, firefighter, something around in that vicinity, and I'll be set. You know, I also wanna get married early, at an early age, have a family and whatnot. You know, all the shebang. But yeah, and of course, and most importantly, you know, spread the gospel, glorify God's name, travel, can be able to speak to other people and whatnot, and expand this podcast hopefully. And yeah, um, question number 2: how can I get closer to God? This is a great question. So I'm assuming you wanted to get close to God. You already, you know, realize that you need help and you can't do this life by yourself. You know, you need God's help and whatnot. And my best advice to get closer to God is, number one, begin to have a prayer life. Try to build to have a prayer life. You know, start praying in the morning, start praying at night, start praying before you eat. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't really feel much, just keep praying, keep praying. And you don't necessarily gotta drop to your knees and pray and drop to your knees every time you have to pray. You can pray throughout the day in your head, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're on a walk. You talk to God just like that. So my number one is start up a prayer life. Number two, get a Bible and start reading the Word. I would recommend to start reading in the New Testament and the Gospels, either Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. These are these books talk about Jesus' life and how he died and resurrected and everything of that nature. So, um, yeah. So what I did, I also downloaded. I know all you guys watching right now have a phone. You guys can get on your phone and download the Bible app, and those have daily devotionals. Those have daily devotionals, and every morning you can read one, and every night. And this was some things you have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined at first. At first, in your walk with God in the beginning, it's gonna feel like a chore. But the more you stay consistent and the more you know you keep on going, it's gonna stop feeling less of a chore and more of a desire. Like you want to go read your Bible, you want to talk to God, you want to get closer and closer with God. So yeah, that's my steps on how to get closer with God and everything. Oh, ooh, how almost forgot this. And another thing, find a good community of people around you, people who have the same mission as you, good, genuine people, and find a good church. Pray to God for discernment so you can know what's a good church and what's not a good church. Because not all of these churches are good. So, and not all of these people are real. You know, we have fake people all the time, and you have to be able to see through their mess, you know, to see the real people. So I recommend you guys finding a church and finding a good community that can help you with this walk, because you can't do this walk alone. You need friends and family and people to do this walk with you. So hopefully you guys, hopefully those tips can help you guys go closer to God. And yeah, so let's move on to question number 3. Um, what do you struggle with the most in your journey with God? Mm. I mean, I struggle with a lot of things like secular music. I curse sometimes. I mean, I curse time to time. And another thing too, with this podcast, yes, I want to be authentic as possible, but this podcast is also a place for me to want to grow my vocabulary and the way I speak and my mannerism and everything of that nature. And I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my friends watching this, and like, Ro doesn't necessarily speak like this all the time, but I am trying to lessen the cursing, and I don't want to bring those bad habits onto this podcast. But I also want to be as see through as possible. Nah, bro, it's mad bugs. I'm not jacking that. Yo, another thing about me, I hate bugs. I'm not gonna lie. I probably wrestle a guy with a gun before I have to deal with a bug. Hey, bro. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So I want to be as see through as possible and authentic and myself as possible, but at the same time, I am trying to break bad habits. So that's if anybody's questioning that. But yeah, bro, I'm gonna just name the three things that like three prominent things that I'm struggling with. I would say lust for a fact. Um, and fully surrendering everything to Christ. Like that's harder than it looks. And forgiveness, and not forgiveness in the other towards other people, but necessarily forgiveness towards myself. Um, Especially transitioning into this lifestyle with Christ, forgiving myself is like one of the hardest things. Like I know God forgives me. I know a lot of the people I hurt forgave me, but it's like I could never forgive my past or what I did, and it always make me feel like I'm I'm not worthy to even be even talking to you guys, you know. But honestly, that's the devil, and I just have to, I'm getting better with it. I'm getting better with it day by day. And with lust, that's another thing too. It definitely slowed down. Um, in my worldly lifestyle, I used to be a very big fornicator, masturbator, just a very lustful person. And um, I found out that also it's funny. Fun fact: I also found out I digged into like really deep into my like my bloodline, my family, and whatnot. I found out like kind of like a generational curse, and I'm choosing to stop it, and that's no easy task. Um, all my fellow Christians should know breaking generational curses is definitely not easy, but we're gonna be good. Yeah, that's basically a lot. Most of the main things I really struggle with. But other than that, what's the secular music or whatnot. I'm trying to do better at that. There's many other things, but those are the more prominent ones. All right, let's move on to question 4. How do you manage friendships with those who aren't on their walk with Christ? This is a very simple one. Love them from a distance. It hurts my heart to see a lot of my friends still stuck in that cycle and a lot of my family members stuck in that cycle. But the best thing I could do for them is just pray and love from a distance. There's a lot of things that I don't indulge in that they're indulging in, and that doesn't make me no better. I'm no better than them, but I just set boundaries for myself, and I don't do certain things anymore. I don't smoking, the drinking, the partying. I don't do these things no more. So necessarily, I love them. I love those my brothers and sorry, my brothers, my brothers and sisters. I love them, man. I love my friends, but there's just certain things I just grew I just grew away from all that stuff. So all I do is just love them from the distance. I check up on them. Oh heck nah, yo bro, yo I don't know if I want to edit this out. I want this. I want like that's another thing I love doing with this podcast. I don't gotta do much editing. I can just be myself, bro. This is not funny, yo. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys can see. Like I'm on the roof of the house, and like the town that I'm in, I can just see the whole town and the water back there. There was like a nice sunset before, but I was a little too late. But yeah, like I said, loving from a distance, and that's all I can really do. Let's move to question number 5. How does it make you feel doing all these things with the podcast and trying to draw people closer to Christ when you struggle with things yourself? Honestly, that mm, this whole thing, there's nothing more in my life that made me feel like a fraud till doing this podcast. Because honestly, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to direct people to the truth, the way, and the life, healing and deliverance. And I'm over here struggling myself. I mean, I'm not doing the things that I used to. I'm not willingly going out sinning and doing these things. Not, but I do fall, and I do have my battles, and it really discourages me sometimes because I'm like, dang, bro, how am I trying to bring people to Christ and I can't even do good myself. But I read Romans 7's. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you guys, and it basically talks about how we want to do right, like we want to do the things that's good, but we don't, and we do the things that we don't like to do. And honestly, I'm never going to be perfect, and that's just something I have to understand. And that's the reason why Christ died for us, because we're sinners and we're born into sin. Like our sin is our default. We're born to sin. We're meant to sin. But honestly, I know that there's certain things that don't have me in a grasp like it used to, and that's all glory to God, honestly. And yeah, but honestly, I want to tell you guys that this does make me feel like a fraud, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, bro, you're doing such a great thing, and I mean, I am, but I feel like I am because everything that I'm doing for God is a great thing, but it still does make me feel like a fraud, and I'm not, and that's just a feeling that I feel like is always gonna be there in the back of my mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Question number 6: how do you feel about everyone else's outlook on you when coming to Christ? Honestly, it's two things. Me, I take it to my advantage. I I used to live that lifestyle. Now I don't. Now I feel like I can talk. It's easier for me to go back to those places and talk to people and show them a way out. Look, I'm tattooed. I got piercings. I got dreads. I'm not coming on to you guys as no pastor or anything or no, or anyone. I'm just like you guys, struggling with the same way, but I could tell you guys, I want to show you guys a way, so a way out of depression, a way out of anxiety, a way out of all these things that you're dealing with. And another thing is the second thing, it also in the back of my mind makes me feel makes me feel odd because especially with the people that I indulged in sin with back then, it's like I know for a fact I'm glorified and I'm anointed under the name of Jesus, but like I feel like people is looking at me like, oh, how does he get to, be able to be so happy, put a smile on my face, and put a smile on his face. How does he have a smile on his face and he's so happy when before he was, doing that with me, smoking with me, and fornicating and whatnot. So that's just a thought that runs in the back of my head, and I don't know. It's just my like the battlefield for me really be up here, be in my mind, and I really pray about this every day for God to really give me the power to fight these things in my mind and whatnot. But yeah, that's really the way I can really sum it up. Question number 7: how do you deal with adversity? My bad, something bugging. How do you deal with adversity? Honestly, before I used to like almost kind of like suppress it, suppress whatever I'm dealing with, and like try to ignore it and try to distract myself with it. But now that I found Christ, best thing, this is like Christ, God is the best way to deal with adversity. To be honest, I just give it all to Him, and I know I'm good. Honestly, like I just know everything's gonna be fine, and everything is gonna be good when God is in the equation. And I just pray about it and fast, and I read my Bible and leave it all to God. And ever since I came to Christ, adversity, man, just brush it off the shoulder. All right, question number. Hold on. Question number 8: can being complacent be dangerous? Explain yes, no, or both. Complacency. Complacency. That's a. It really depends on what type of complacency we're talking about. In what complacency? Because I have a saying, complacency. I feel like it matters in what you're complacent in. For me, I'm complacent in God. I'm complacent in the fact that anything that goes wrong in my life, anything that goes right in my life, anything that's like, left field, I'm complacent in the fact that it's all for my greater good and it's all in the works for the glory of God. And I know everything will be all right. It's just trials and tribulations, and you just have to deal with it. And you have to deal with it with God, with Jesus, and using the word and talking to God and praying or whatnot. So I feel like complacency can be dangerous when you are complacent in something that's not firm and that's not sturdy. For example, what's an example I could give to you guys? Like me being complacent in me being complacent in knowing that whenever I light a blunt, I'm going to be fine. But are you really fine? Are you just treating the symptoms, or are you treating the illness? Are you just gonna be fine for that day? Are you gonna be just fine for that day, or are you gonna have an everlasting fine? I don't know if that's a good example, but yeah, but complacency is definitely something that you it's definitely something very dangerous as well. Because, for example, being complacent in your walk with Christ, you're gonna feel like, oh, you're comfortable right here, and that's what is gonna be your fall. You want to be able to continuously making baby steps and continuously being on the move, because the devil, he does not sleep. He's always is a constant run, is a constant chase after you. So the devil's constantly chasing after you, so we have to constantly be running. So the second you stop and take a moment, the devil's right there. Your adversary is right there. He prowls around. He roams around like a lion, seeking to see who he can devour. So we always got to be prayed up, and we always got to be in Christ. But complacency could definitely be something dangerous, and we don't want to be complacent over here, but only in God. Yo, what's up, guys? This is Ro from the future. As you can see, this is a whole nother day. Um, I was rewatching the video last night, and I was realizing that I didn't add this important question, so I'm gonna just ask it real quick. And the question is, what's the first step you should do when it comes to healing or having a wounded heart? I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna just edit this into the original video, but oh, that's a good question. Honestly, I'm not really a person really big on heartbreaks. I never really got my heart broken before ever in my life. By a person at least. Um, but I think the first step, in my opinion, is realizing that yeah, you're hurt. This person hurt you, and you have to understand that yes, we're human and we have feelings, and we just have to find a healthy way to cope with those feelings. I know it's easier said than done, and I can't really be speaking on it too much because, like I said, I've never really been in a heartbreak, but I've been in a recent situation where I wouldn't necessarily say heartbreak, but I really wanted to take it. I really had genuine feelings for this person, and I really wanted it to like take it somewhere with somebody, with this female, and unfortunately, it fell off due to simple things that you would need for a relationship to flourish, like communication and whatnot. And I'm just like, wow. When people were saying, oh, communication is so important on social media, I used to just look at that and be like, oh, all right, it's word, not my problem. But now that I've kind of been in a situation like this, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. That's like, it's it's super crazy. But honestly, I can see why people crash out and people just start acting like, start going crazy. Because I would be like, yo, why is this person acting out? Why is this person acting delusional? Why is this person, like going up to that person's house? Da, da, da. I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm just like, nah, these people are crazy. But now that I kind of like got like a taste of that, I'm just like, wow, I understand them. But just because I understand them, don't mean that it's like it's right. I don't think it's right either, regardless. Because yes, those feelings is gonna be there. Those thoughts of wanting to crash out is gonna be there. But that's where I feel like discipline comes in, and just really trying your best not to act on your feelings, to not do these things that you wouldn't usually do with a clear mind. And honestly, I feel like the best thing to do is bring it to God, or talk to somebody about it and just keep talking about it, and possibly that will make it just a little bit better. And I know it's easier said than done. Like I said, I've never been heartbroken before, but I just feel like you guys have to just try to find a way that's going to heal you for the long run, and not just heal you temporarily. So that's just my take on it, and hopefully you guys can come out of that. You can come. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that helped. So yeah. All right. And what's the last question? And the last question, oh, I forgot I added this question. He said, "When did you come to America?" And I know exactly who made this question too. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I'm not an immigrant. Nothing wrong with immigrants. I'm just not one. That's not funny. But yeah, guys, this is all the questions I have for you guys today. Hopefully these questions, I answered some of these questions, and you guys got something out of it. And I just want to thank you guys for sitting here and watching this video, making it to the end. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Oh, now that makes you sound like a YouTuber. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share, and follow my socials, follow my Insta, my TikTok, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next episode of Seeking the Truth podcast. Thank you, guys. If I said it, then I mean that. Don't never start something with the Lord you can't finish. I can't lie, I'm a Christian. You move how you move, and I do what I do. I respect your religion. Sit in my room, talk to God, and I listen. I just wanna win. I'm the man on the mission. Let's get it. Right foot in and your left foot out as you serving the word of the Lord, but that's none of my business. Miguel in the kitchen, he whipping. Was dumb as a you, but I got in my good one.